We're often asked, what is a retreat? What happens on a retreat? Or, will I have to sit around in silence a lot of the time? There are plenty of strange ideas about retreats and just as many questions. But then there are strange ideas about pretty well anything that involves you taking charge of your own growth and development. Going on a retreat is simply a way of saying, I need some time to myself, or because you want to think something through, adjust to a new situation, plan, or allow some time in a busy life to let the dust settle. Going on a retreat is a way to restore and, if necessary, heal yourself. In the case of a couple, yourselves. More to the point, it's about healing and strengthening your relationship. People go on a retreat for all sorts of reasons. Following a trauma or crisis, setting a new course in life, planning a future event, or to find themselves time simply to be with themselves. What actually happens on a retreat is less important than the decision to take the time you need. A retreat is a space, and it's not just the sort of space you get, say, on a weekend city break. A retreat space is what's known as a liminal space. The word liminal is from the Latin for threshold. And when you're on the brink of something, between the known and the unknown, between what has been and what will be, you're in a liminal space. It's a point of new beginnings. A liminal space is the moment between what was and what happens next. It's to be found when you're between your old known realities and the new possibilities. You can experience this without going on a retreat, of course, but an aspect which is really important is that of dedicated time. This helps set the scene and facilitate the change you're hoping for. A retreat gives you that space and the time. Any change brings a degree of uncertainty, which is why people so often resist it. But improving your life is always going to feel a little strange and even risky. Best get on with it. It's a choice. You can stay in the doldrums or you can step up and grasp opportunity. If all this seems a little vague or weird, remember that throughout human history, people have used retreats and pilgrimage to help them deal with matters relating to their inner lives. Often, this was about questions of belief or faith. These days, a retreat tends to be seen as a way of gaining better understanding of ourselves, of how we relate to the world and to others. What matters most is that when you decide to go on a retreat, you've made a decision to spend time to improve your own inner well-being. In the case of a couple, you'll also be attending to your relationship. As to what actually happens on one of our retreats, well, as each one is made to order, they're all different. We plan it together during our initial conversations with you and depending on what you want to achieve. Naturally, there will be some important conversations, both with the couple and with each of the partners. These aren't mandatory, of course. How much talking there is, though, depends on what you want. Either way, the aim of these conversations, which are only a small part of a retreat, is to establish your needs so that we can plan collaboratively with you what needs to happen during your stay and, of course, afterwards. Depending on what your aims are, we'll be using ideas from couples coaching, conflict management, ecotherapy, mindfulness, narrative therapy, and all used within a solution-focused framework. When you understand about solution-focused thinking and how it can benefit conversations and relationships, discussions that were once chores can become delightful journeys of exploration. You'll learn to nurture your relationship by focusing on your strengths and on what's valuable to you. I should say, by the way, that going on a retreat shouldn't signify that your relationship is broken. It's true that many people don't consider it until there's a problem, but all relationships need maintenance in order to stay happy and healthy. A retreat is an opportunity to help keep your relationship in good shape and to strengthen the bond. Our retreats also include Indian head massage, Thai foot massage for relaxation, And we'll share a number of techniques with you for reducing stress, building resilience, and so on. And you can take these away with you and introduce them into your everyday life. I know from 25 years in the business that people are often alarmed at the prospect of therapy. They worry that they'll be made to talk about their feelings, sit in a circle, discuss their childhood, consider their failings. They'll be blamed or engage in any one of dozens of other caricatures. Of course, we can arrange to do any of these if it's really important to you. But these behaviours aren't a feature of any of my therapy sessions, and they're not in our retreats either. Solid, loving and fulfilling relationships don't happen by chance. You need to work at it. If things aren't going too well, it can seem like a daunting challenge to get from where you are now to where you'd like to be. Many people give up, blame their partner and move on. When you nurture your relationship, and we'll show you what 40 years of relationship research tells us, you can develop a set of habits between you that seem to work like self-fulfilling prophecies, and you'll go from strength to strength. When you follow the simple guidelines that we discuss, you'll discover the best in yourself, in each other, and the relationship. So send us a message and we'll arrange a phone call or a Skype chat. We'll be happy to discuss your needs with you. There's no obligation. A phone conversation costs nothing, and we'll never try to sell you anything. We hope to see you soon. We'll just enjoy the conversation.